my man, Carmine Montori, VP and Business Insurance Agent at VF McNeil Insurance. You know, not to start this one off creepy, but I think I might be on Facebook with your missus.
You are, and with me as well.
Am I with you? Because the name came up for something. I forget what it was. And I saw her, and I saw that I was friends with her, and you were in the photo. I thought I had clicked on your name, and I didn't think we were.
I actually just liked your new page.
Well, I invited him. It was a mass invitation. I appreciate you accepting. So hard to keep that. Do you have a professional, for what you do? Do you use Facebook in that way? You're by yourself, or just? I'm sure VF McNeil Insurance has one, right?
Yeah, VF McNeil has one. I do not. I just have my own personal.
Yeah.
Because we have one through the business, there was no reason to double up on it.
Yeah.
So we just have one through the business.
Yeah. I mean, it's 135 years. I bring it up every time we're talking, but I mean, going through so much and trying to stay up to date as far as social media is concerned, just as a business, then trying to keep up with social media insurance-wise too.
Yeah, correct. I mean, thankfully we have someone here, Pauline, who does a lot of that work for us. She keeps us up to date with Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, on all the different social media outlets, and keeps us as relevant as possible.
But also as far as, like, insurance is concerned, as far you talking with a business, we have to insure you in case you screw up on social media or you do, you're not covered, right? I mean, there's got to be a part of that as far as insurance is concerned. We've talked about cyber
there are definitely
risks.
Different coverages for that type of stuff. And honestly, you really have to look at that on an individual basis and see what people's exposure is. And then you can start delving into cyber and other different types of insurance. So, yes, there definitely are coverages, Vin, and I would say that they would be catered to each individual client, and you really need to review and see what their presence is, how they're doing things, where are they getting their source material. So there's a lot of different aspects that go into it. So,
Sure.
Yeah, if you have a big presence on social media as a company, you should definitely talk to your insurance agent and make sure that you're covered properly to allow for any potential mistakes.
I know it, yeah. And we've gone over other cyber risks that have
Correct.
obviously increased with the increase in telecommuting. What about other evolving trends, we would call them, that business owners should have on their radar as far as insurance is concerned, as far as VF McNeil is concerned?
Well, a big issue that we're seeing now in both business and personal insurance is distracted driving. And we were just talking about social media, and, all you have to do is go to your phone and see, you have everything at your fingertips nowadays. So what we're finding more and more is you're seeing more and more claims as a result of people just not paying attention, whether it's, doing something on Instagram, answering an email.
It's unbelievable, man.
And I mean, you could just drive around and see people, their heads are down. I mean, I've seen people watching TV on their phones.
Yeah, I get irate, man, especially, now I've got if you listen to the show,
You've got a daughter driving.
But it is true, man, and she brings it up to me just yesterday, Carmine, literally just yesterday. This truck was bobbing and weaving in front of me, and I'm like, I got to get around him. I just got to seize my moment. And as I passed him out, it wasn't an 18-wheeler, but it was a truck, and it wasn't a pickup either. It was a work truck. He's working for a company, and I saw him clearly looking down. He had his phone in his hand. I saw the phone in his hand. He was tending more to that. Now, it's actually a good question. He gets in an accident. Who's liable? Him, probably the business, right?
If he's driving the company vehicle, it's the company that will be liable for that. So ultimately, you have to make sure that you have appropriate limits to allow for, something of that nature. And honestly, you really need to go over with your drivers and even come to like some kind of employee driving agreement, making sure that they're not using those type of things when they're driving and they're trying to be, not distracted as much as possible.
Yeah.
It can cost an insurance company. I mean, it can cost the business a lot of money, Vin, if they have a loss related to that nature. Because, I mean, honestly, what we're seeing now is a lot of carriers are starting to treat cell phone violations similar to DUI.
Oh, I totally think they should.
They put it on that, like, plane where, the insurance rates can double and triple. Yeah. If you have a driver that has that type of violation on their record.
Yeah, remember, you and I grew up in the era of the commercials for truck drivers where no dose helps keep you up. You remember that? I mean, they were basically high, and they would say it helps keep you up. And now I see, there's probably some that say, being engaged on social media makes their long hauls doable. Yeah, do that at rest stops, not while you're, operating a vehicle. It's scary stuff. Now, what else is going on that's also changing how business owners are looking at insurance, especially, post-COVID, if we are even that? I don't even think we are that.
Well, I mean, just the cost of everything, as you know, is going up now. I mean, you can't turn on the news without seeing everything, just the cost of living in general. It applies to insurances as well. Cost of replacement on the vehicles now is a lot higher. To get your vehicle fixed, it's more money. So it's really just an overall, I mean, I can't stress enough, just having your entire program reviewed from soup to nuts. You have a professional come in, look at everything, and just basically say, okay, are you good here? Where are you lacking? Do you need some more? Where could we scale back? It's not just always about adding. There are times you can scale things back that maybe the exposure doesn't call for as much.
Oh, yeah.
So, it's really just looking at the overall risk and making sure that they're insured properly more than anything else. I can't stress that enough.
That's some of the best news, I can ever get from an insurance provider is, what you don't need? And it's like, oh, by all means, tell me what I don't need, which, you do get. I recently got, as far as I did a refi, and they're like, you know what you don't need? And I'm like, by all means, tell me. Is it the wife?
Yeah.
Is it the wife? Because I took care of that one. But perhaps that's a little TMI. I enjoy the chats, and this is really informative stuff. Carmine Montori, we'll chat again next week. Again, it's VF McNeil Insurance. They've been around 135 years. You're celebrating your 25th with them. That's really something. Congrats.